Delighted to welcome onto the show for the first time. He's a big fight coming up at BAMMA 24 here in Dublin, Ireland on the 27th of February against Dylan Tuke. Mark Andrew. Mark, first of all, great to have you on. I was chatting with your buddy earlier on this evening,
Yeah,
Rhys McKee. How's all with you, my man?
I'm all good, man. Training away, just taking it easy as you do every day, getting better and better. So that's the plan.
Good stuff. It's going to be a similar one here to Rhys in many ways, because
Yeah,
I know you both have come up on the scene together, obviously in Rodney's gym and in Next Gen there. But go back to your debut, fighting in the Three Arena, 6,000 people against Sean Tobin. It was a tough couple of rounds for you, but ultimately you got the submission in the end. What was that experience like for you making your pro debut in that arena?
yeah. It was actually a funny story because I thought I was actually just going to be fighting in a local amateur show, and then I came into my gym and Rodney goes, "How do you find about fighting 5 minute rounds?" And I was just like, "I'm on it. Like I'll take whatever. Don't care who it is. I'm there to fight. That's what I just love doing." Like so, it was a hard experience because I had a lot of weight to cut as always because I
Yeah.
wasn't in camp as say. Well, I don't really have a camp like, but you know what I mean. So I had a good cut. Well, I had a big cut, and then when it came to the fight, 6,000 fans and the place was going crazy. It was a nut. It was just so nuts. But yeah, Tom did a good job that fight. He had a good game plan. He's seen me fight before, so he knew he had Chris boxing and that. So he did a good job trying to take me down. So I
It,
just knew what I had to do the last round.
it was similar to Rhys, as we mentioned there. You jumped in, I think it was a week's notice. Was it even a week's notice that you got for the fight?
I think mine was maybe like 6 days, and Reese was like 4. So
Yeah.
we pretty much a week. Yeah.
Was it also, was it almost better you didn't have to think about it? You were thrown straight in there. You didn't have much time to, Rhys was saying to me to get the bloods done and things like that. Was that more beneficial for you?
Yeah, well, just the blood stuff that sort of put you under a bit of pressure, but the fight wise, like I wasn't worried about the fight at all. Like I was just there to, I was just, I just loved the experience of it. To be honest, like see that short notice, like it didn't make me worry about a thing. So I was just there for the experience of it. It's what it sort of, it made me like sort of picture fighting in a different way now. Like no matter what, I'm there to fight, and that's what I'm gonna have to say. Like every time, it's just I love doing it. So can't say another word about it.
And going in, obviously you've had you've Dylan Tuke now. It was supposed to be Paddy Wickstead. Does that change up anything for you? Has it been problematical, in training, or probably actually a little bit more beneficial? Because Rhys, is one of your main training partners. He's a long sort of rangy guy, a lot like Dylan Tuke. Is that almost beneficial, or has it changed up your game plan or training in any way?
To be honest, I never had a game plan to start with.
Yeah,
Like I've never really had, but I've just found myself coming on a lot lately. And me and Reese, like, we're being training partners. We've been training 5 years now. Like, and if somebody's going to say that a lanky fighter's going to be a problem, it's definitely not. Like, me and Reese has been doing this a long time, and me and him's been side by side, and it'll be staying like that. Like, we're going to the top. It's not me and Reese. It's not like separate fighters. It's
yeah.
me and him. We're both going. There's no question.
And the weight change as well. It was originally 135, 45. Is it more is it almost more suitable for you as well?
It's more suitable, yeah, because like I was quite heavy for a bantamweight. Like I'm cutting a lot of weight. I would like to say my numbers, but it's probably it's probably health wise better not be saying it. But yeah, a few kilos, maybe 5, 6, probably similar to what Chuck's going in at. So it's going to be pretty similar, I would say.
And let's look at your opponent, Dylan. There's a lot of hype around Dylan
Yeah,
and yourself in many ways. You're obviously, I think you're a more all-rounded sort of fighter than Dylan. You're comfortable anywhere off your back, as we saw in the last fight. You ultimately got the submission in the third round. Dylan's a guy, he showed that element of his game in his last fight as well, his ground game, but he does like to keep the fight on the feet quite a lot. What are you expecting from him?
I'm not too worried about what to expect from him as such. Like I expect him coming out fast, as he normally does. He normally comes out at a nice pace, so I've been learning to deal with that. I'm sort of used to that anyway with the guys that spar, because there's lots of guys in our gym that has like high pressure fighting, so I'm used to that anyway. And the likes of Race, like in training, he's hard to put up with, long rangey guy, but I'm used to judging the distance. I'm used to keeping the distance from him. So if he wants to stand and fight, that's exactly what I'll do. I'm up for anything. Like if he wants to clinch out 3 rounds, I'll do the exact same. It doesn't matter. Like I'm there to fight. I'm there to win the fight. I'm going to be pushing the pace. So I hope we plan to do the same. We'll just meet in the middle and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk, Dylan. you know, obviously, you know, his performance last time out was very impressive, and like yours on both on your pro debuts. Do you
Yeah.
feel as though there's because of the gym, he comes from an SBG, obviously all the spotlight on that gym, that there's been a lot more talk around him, and it's, you know, you're a guy you're a quiet lad, if it's fair to say, you don't trash talk. Is that something that thinks maybe there's a little bit more pressure on him going into this fight?
I wouldn't. It's hard to say. You know, like, people take pressure in different ways. Some people show it, some people don't. Me personally, I think he's not. I don't think he would feel it. I think he's just there, the same as me. We're both young guys coming up, and I think like he maybe thinks he's got an easier fight with me or something like that. I don't know why I would think that, because in my head, like, I'm one of the toughest guys out there. Like, our gym's been brought up as a tough gym, you know,
Yeah.
like hard bars, hard training. So, but he's got a big hype behind him, and I hope that he'll be able to lead up to that. You know, hope he brings the hype with him, gets me more of a name. But like, as I say, I'm not really much of a guy for putting words out there. I'm just sort of chilling, really. Like,
Do you think that's because of the gym he comes from as well, on the spotlight that's on it, that he's getting that hype?
yeah, I would say so. Yeah, because the spotlight, you know, everybody's loving the McGregor hype, like the hype train at the minute. Yeah, but I believe McGregor's a really good guy. Like, so believe that he's taking a lot of momentum off him, and you know, if you're seeing guys like him that he trains with regularly, you know, it's going to give you a lot more confidence. It'll boost your confidence up every time. So that is exactly what he needs. Then that's why I think he's so confident in his ability.
The pair of you have, you know, a very, very good amateur record as well. You know, you have a lot of fights unbeaten
Yeah,
there between the pair of you. You know, I touched on it earlier on as well when I was speaking with your teammate Reese. You know, how strong is the amateur scene here? Do you think it's you know, above par than basically anywhere else in Europe? Because it does seem to be,
yeah.
you know, there's constantly, we've seen it particularly this year, the amount of fighters that have come through and you know, have made that transition into the pro ranks.
Of course, yeah. Like, look at me and Reese. Like, we
Yeah.
came through. Like, even Dylan himself. Like, we were amateurs, and you know, we had good bout of fights. But then again, like, the people we train with were pretty similar levels to all of us. It's just like, you know, it's just that experience. And like, I always say this is a smart man's game. You have to be able to think. Like, no matter what you're doing, you're always thinking ahead, trying to be one step ahead of what the guy's trying to do. So I believe our amateur scene's one of the highest. Like, there's
Yeah.
probably guys in England that's not even, like, you know, pro level, but half our amateurs would smash them. So it's too small of a country to be able to sit and say, like, you know, we're arguing like against each other who's better. It's, you know, we're all here going to the top, so there's no point mixing around each other. You know what I mean?
And you mentioned that you're always thinking ahead. You know, what are you thinking that's going to happen on the 27th of February?
Well, I'm hope. It's not that I know what's going to happen. I just hope it happens. Like, I'm wanting to bring a fight. That's what basically I'm wanting to put on a show, and I'm sure Dylan wants to put on a show as well. So that's what I think. It's going to be a real interesting fight, because I'm not going to be backing down, and he's not going to be backing down, and that there just it really does bring excitement to me. And that's really what I want. Like,
I was saying it, and I think this fight is one of those ones. Again, it's sort of flying underneath the radar. It's a little bit like Reese's fight too. You know, I think we're going to get fireworks in this fight, because something's got to give, and you two guys are
yeah,
definitely going to bring it on the 27th of February.
yeah, of course. Like, Reese is just like a standout star for me. Like, see at the minute, like, he's really coming on, and his striking's getting a lot better. He's for a skinny guy, he's got big heavy hands, like, and having to put up with that, like, there's no shots that I can't take off him. So what, and I'm like 2 weight classes, maybe sometimes 3 weight
Yeah.
classes below him, depends. So I can take shots, and Dylan I hope can take shots.
Sure, Reese will be fighting at 205 soon, I'm sure.
That's one of them things I would like to see Reese just put on the weight and go. You know, hit the gym a bit so he can grow a chest. Sorry.
What's that been like as well? You know, we've Alan down there. Alan's preparing for a fight as well.
Yeah.
Yourself, obviously Reese. You know, all of you going to war together on the same night. It's obviously hugely beneficial that you've an end goal and a target to look forward to down the line as well.
Yeah, well, we've got all guys preparing at the same time, and there's the guys in there like Andy Young and like calling it
Young,
guys.
yeah.
Well, he's not fighting obviously just at the minute, but he's always ready. He's always in training, and we've got there's good guys in the gym. You know, like Phil Potts, experienced guy. he's got he's got good ability as well. So we've sort of got covered everything. And there's Connor Cook as well. He was over in America there, so
Yeah, with Jackson, with Greg
he's
and the boys
his
there.
confidence is through the roof at the minute. Like it's the stuff he's telling us. So I can't wait to see him fight. Like, it's one of the best. I'm really looking forward to.
And coming up with Reese, and you have a very close relationship with him. I
Yeah.
believe you work together as well. You made your pro debut on the same night. You train together on a regular basis. That must be something you almost together. When we spoke to Reese after at BAMMA and yourself, it's almost as if you're sort of a team and you want to achieve things together. Also, almost as one, really, to really spur each other on. That must be really cool to sort of have someone to come up and share those experiences with. That's exactly the same age as you as well, nearly.
Yeah, well, me and him's been since day one. Like I remember, see when I started MMA, like I was just a wee chubby shit. Like I don't mean to swear in there, but
No, swear away, swear
that was
away.
basically my life. I was fat and I was just sick of it. So my brother and that helped me out, and then I went to the gym and I seen Reese, and me and Reese just instantly clicked, and that was us. It's about 5 or 6 years on now. We're just you couldn't separate us. Like we train together, we go get food together, we fight together, we take pro debuts together. we're everything, like, and Rodney treats us as the team as well. So we both got a red T-shirt there. So basically, it's only like certain guys that's allowed to have them in the gym. So that was a big deal for us.
Yeah. Let's just touch on Rodney. Rodney's obviously your mentor and your head coach down there. He's bringing through a lot of talent at the moment. I think we're going to see the next batch in the next couple of years really push on forward on the pro scene, especially. Just your feelings on Rodney as a mentor and as a coach.
Well, Rodney, he's done a lot of things for us, so it's not even just me singly. Like everything, he goes out his way to help everybody. So that's one thing I've got a lot of respect for the man. So like whatever he says, that's what I do. So no matter what, like if it goes into a fight and he says you need to do this, like I'll listen to him because he's been there and done that. He's been around for a long time and he's proven himself as one of the top coaches. So I have to listen to him, and he's bringing even like the new breed, the guys you said there, the younger guys, like the amateurs we have. So he's been spending a lot of time with them. He spends a lot of time with Norman, so Norman's showing him stuff. He's learning stuff from everywhere, and he's bringing it into our game. It gives us good confidence as well. He's really good at mixing things up, so I have to respect him for it. He's just a legend in my eyes.
He's going to go down against Dylan Tuke. It's an absolute, it's a barn burner, a great fight to look forward to on paper for the fans.
Well, I can see it as we're both going to be meeting in the middle, so it's going to be one of them fights where it's going to have to me countering. I don't really have a game plan, and I'm sure he doesn't either. So it's really just about going in there, enjoying ourselves, and that's really what I do love to do. Like it's honestly, like if I go in there and get hit for 3 rounds, I'll still love it. It's another level. Like it really is. Like I can't really describe the feeling of even just knowing that I'm going in there and just to be able to do it. It's really good. It's unbelievable.
Big crowd coming down with you, the supporters.
Yeah, we've sold all the tickets, and I think Philpott's out of tickets, Reese is out of tickets, I think Connor Cook's more or less out of tickets, so we've got a good crowd. I normally just sell just nice close family. I don't really care who comes and watches me. I'm just there, but the guys that's coming down this time, they're all close friends and family, so I really appreciate all the support that they're giving me, and there's the main thing for me.
I guarantee it'll be close to what it was the last time, around about 6,000 fans in the 3 Arena on the 27th of February. Just one for you. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out before we wrap up the interview, man?
I'll just give a wee quick shout out to my sponsors and my gym. So Next Generation Ballymena, it's one of the best gyms about. There's a lot of guys in there that I've really got a lot of respect for and need to give a thanks, but can't really go through names individually. My sponsors, I've got Peak Physique, they're helping me out tonight. I got a couple of supplements off them. There's Red's Restaurant. I've got J Construction, Adam Siddons, the men's room hairdressing. What else have we got? This is putting me on the spot here. What else have we got? See, if I knew this question wasn't came up, then I could have had this plan.
Well, you can post them out in your Twitter link later on, I'm sure. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll do that there. But I need to give a good shout out to them all now that I forgot half of them.
And your Twitter's at MarkAndrew95, I believe.
Yeah, that's it.
Watch out for this guy, folks. Definitely one to watch out for in the future. And watch out for this fight. It's definitely one to look forward to on the 27th of February. Mark, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I really do appreciate the time, my friend.
All right, thank you very much, mate.